In the heart of the Sahel, where the land once cracked beneath a merciless sun, something extraordinary is unfolding. 100,000 hectares of sugarcane in Burkina Faso. A number so vast, it sounds unreal. Fields of green stretching farther than the eye can see, carved into a land once defined by dust, drought, and despair. For decades, the world said it couldn't be done. Sugarcane, they argued, belongs to the tropics. It needs water, patience, and fertile soil. The Sahel, by contrast, was a place of survival, not abundance. But President Ibrahim Traoré made a declaration that stunned even his closest allies. He announced that Burkina Faso would plant 100,000 hectares of sugarcane across its dry savannas. The world laughed. Economists called it madness. Foreign experts labeled it a political fantasy. But Traoré didn't see sugarcane, he saw sovereignty. Standing before thousands in Ouagadougou, he said, "We are not planting sugar. We are planting freedom." And so, the experiment began. Engineers dug canals, farmers worked in shifts under the scorching sun, and water from new reservoirs began to flow into once dead fields. Weeks turned into months. And then, one morning, the first green shoots broke through the cracked soil, delicate, defiant, alive. From the sky, satellites captured something breathtaking. Bands of emeralds slicing through the desert. Locals called it the Sea of Sweetness. Children ran between the young stalks, their laughter echoing across the fields. For the first time in living memory, the Sahel wasn't a place of hunger, but of harvest. The transformation went beyond agriculture. The sugarcane mills began to hum, providing jobs for thousands. The byproducts powered biofuel plants, lighting villages that had lived in darkness for generations. Traders began exporting locally refined sugar, not raw materials, but finished goods. And slowly, the idea of dependence on foreign imports, on foreign aid, began to fade. Of course, challenges remain. Water management, soil preservation, and fair wages for farmers are constant concerns. But in a land once written off as barren, every green stalk tells a story of courage, defiance, and rebirth. What began as an impossible dream is now a living symbol of African determination. The question now spreads beyond Burkina Faso. Can this model reshape the entire Sahel? Can it turn the desert into a continent's new frontier of hope? For Ibrahim Traoré, the answer is simple and written in the fields. As the wind moves through the tall sugarcane, it carries a message clear as sunlight. The era of despair is ending. And in its place, the sea of sweetness rises, one stalk at a time. The first fragile stalks of sugarcane broke through the soil. Week by week, they grew taller, greener, stronger, until the desert turned emerald. The nation harvested 1.5 million tons of cane. Sugar prices dropped, shops carried made-in Faso bags, and children tasted candies grown on their own land. A farmer said, "For years we begged for aid. Now my land gives me sweetness." This is dignity. Inside Burkina Faso, the impact was immediate. For decades, sugar was a luxury, imported at high cost and rationed by the spoonful. But markets told a different story. Prices dropped by 30%. Candies reappeared in street stalls. Bakeries filled with sweet breads. And housewives smiled, saying, "For the first time, sweetness is ours." For farmers, the change was deeper. Fields once lifeless now shimmered green. One farmer, Issa, who had lost 2 sons to migration, told a radio station through tears. "They left because there was nothing here. Now, I see stalks taller than me feeding my family." If this came 5 years earlier, maybe they'd still be alive. His words echoed across the nation, a voice of loss turned into hope. But on the global stage, admiration turned to anxiety. Within 2 years, Burkina Faso had nearly eliminated sugar imports. International media called it Africa's Brazil moment. Yet in Europe, sugar lobbies cried foul. Analysts warned of market disruptions. NGOs raised alarms about water even as data showed drip irrigation cut use by 40%. Imagine endless fields of sugarcane glowing beneath the blazing African sun. Behind this beauty lies precision, a high-tech process turning towering stalks into the sweet crystals we use every day. This is the incredible journey of African sugarcane, from soil to sweetness. Once planted, the secret ingredient is water and timing. Burkina Faso's smart irrigation systems deliver the exact amount of water needed, exactly when it's needed. Using 50% less water than traditional farming, these systems keep every field alive, green, and growing strong. Months pass. Under the sun's fierce heat, the stalks reach towering heights. They're juice-rich, their fibers dense, ready for harvest. When the time comes, mechanical harvesters sweep through the fields, cutting thousands of tons of cane in a single day. From here, the journey moves fast. Within hours, the cane is crushed at nearby mills. The fresh juice is filtered, heated, and boiled until golden crystals begin to form. This is where nature meets technology, where simple stalks become pure sugar. Each crystal is dried, cooled, and packed for export. From Queensland's coasts to kitchens across the world, Australian sugar powers industries, fuels economies, and sweetens millions of lives. Inside these giant mills, raw sugarcane meets the power of modern engineering. Massive crushing machines roar to life, extracting nearly 150,000 liters of sweet cane juice every hour. The juice then flows through a complex network of filters, removing impurities until only the pure essence remains, ready to become sugar. Once filtered, it enters towering vats where heat begins its magic. The liquid thickens, water evaporates, and slowly, the first sugar crystals begin to form, shimmering under the golden glow of the factory lights. In just a few hours, what was once simple cane juice transforms into pure, sparkling sugar. Each day, this single facility produces up to 3,000 tons of high-quality sugar, millions of flawless white crystals flowing through an advanced automated system. Every batch is dried, cooled, and screened for size and purity under strict quality controls. From the vast sugarcane fields to the cutting-edge factory, one truth shines through. This is the harmony of nature and technology. Each grain of sugar tells a story, a journey from the earth, through fire and steel, to sweetness in your hands. Burkina Faso, but across Africa, where nations are. If sweetness can grow in the Sahel. If you believe in sovereignty, if you believe in Africa's right to chart its own destiny with Burkina Faso, and always remember, Africa bows to no one.